Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about a special topic, in my opinion. So, I've been asked to make more videos about pendants. I've also been asked to make more videos about gold. And today I'm going to make a video about gold pendants. I'm going to do both. And I have recently hit over 100 subscribers. I'm really happy about that. And I want to thank everyone for supporting me. If you have not done so yet and want to support the channel, please do subscribe. It does mean a lot. So here we go. This first one is Fortuna. So Fortuna is the classic Pamp design. This is a 1 gram pendant and it's an oval. I want to give that in there too. And one more word, the gold pendants I'm going to cover today are ones found in modern size blue assay cards. So that's my one limitation. I'm not going to try to go over too much gold, but just the ones in the modern blue assay cards. So it is 1 gram. You notice the weight here is listed as just 1 gram. Now the bale there, the bale is not included in the weight. Occasionally you will see the weight listed on the assay card. Not always. Sometimes I can say that, but it's definitely not always. A few years ago, I actually did like a survey of Pamp pendants and their bales. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about there's looking at the markings on the bales to see what they say. Are they 999? Some mention something else like 800. So I can say the bales over time have changed. They're not the same, but they're not listed on the assay card usually. Now, occasionally when people take these out and wear them, and then perhaps it gets sold to like a jewelry store, for some reason, a lot of times the jeweler like removes the bale from the pendant, and it's unfortunate. I think it's just like extra scrap gold for them, and they can sell the pendant as it is, thinking so anyway. But that often does happen, which is kind of funny. So that is the 1 gram Fortuna. Now this is the Fortuna in a bigger weight or larger weight. The Fortuna was made on this shape going up to, I know they were definitely made in 1 ounce. And I want to say I've seen it in 50 grams as well. And I've even seen these in bar shape. So they're different shapes, different weights. That's pretty normal for Pamp. So this is a 2.5. And based on this signature, for the assay card signature, this one was made a little later than the 1 gram. At least a few years. And here we have Fortuna on a completely different shape. So I want to call this like a diamond shape. Is that the best word for it? Perhaps not. Maybe there's a better word for it, but I'm going to call it the diamond shape for now. And you will see these occasionally as well. This is a 5 gram. Now the other classic design, or most associated design with Pamp, besides Fortuna, is the rose, or Rosa. And that's what we have here in 1 gram. So because the bale is not listed on the weight, when you buy these and you want to calculate the price, keep that in mind. So the bale usually weighs between 0.1 and 0.2 grams. So if you're thinking, oh, this is, whatever the price is, keep in mind it actually, in most cases, actually does way more because of the bale. And here we have the rose. in a larger size. This one's 5 grams, so they've made these much larger weights as well. I just don't have a lot of examples of anything larger. Now, I got this one a few years ago. I say about 2, 3 years ago from Appmex. So what's unusual, or after I got it, I noticed it starts with a serial A. And I like to stay away from serial numbers that start with A for Pamp because a lot of A serial numbers were actually fakes. Now, I did get this from Appmex, so I know they test things and all that, and it looks so real, it's ridiculous. So it's from a good source. I'm not worried about it, but just a word of caution: stay away from or be very careful of serial numbers that start with A for Pamp. Now, I also know someone that has some Fortuna 1 ounce gold bars, and they were tested and they were completely fine. So I know ones that are fine are out there, but a lot of fakes are A's as well, or older ones. I want to say the fakes from about 10 years ago. So just a word of caution. This design has, well, it's a slightly unusual design. You don't see it too often. Occasionally you will see it though. It's Mary and Child, or Mary and Jesus, or Mother and Child, it's sometimes called. $2.5. And here we have a Zodiac bar. Now, it's in the plastic sleeves that I use, that I've gone over in another video, that have the resealable flap on them. It's in that because this pendant, the assay card came undone. Occasionally the glue just comes undone. And if you still have the assay card and want to keep it in the card with everything, you can just put it in the sleeve and it holds it in place. It doesn't slide around, which is nice. So this is an older one. You really don't see these very often. I am extremely fortunate. I feel very, very lucky that I was able to get this. The Zodiac series was made, I want to say, in the 80s. It was made on silver and gold bars. And there are also even silver pendants of the Zodiac series. I don't think I've ever seen the entire 12 Zodiacs, so they're very, very hard to get. They have these like mysterious design to them. So this is the Taurus. They look kind of weird, honestly, but they're very cool looking. So I have to thank or give a shout out to Jay at RJ Bullion. He helped me get this one about 2 years ago. He really appreciates what I do. So what am I talking about? Like my whole everything I'm doing with Pamp, basically appreciates it. There are a few people out there that go out of their way to try to help me, maybe on occasion, whatever they can to do to, get me a good product, good deal, and help me continue the quest to find Pamp. So thank you so much, Jay. And I normally don't do this, but I did want to show his business card. So it's Jay at RJ Bullion. Thank you so much. And Jay, if you do see this, now that you got me this Taurus, there's 11 more in the set I need. Now, this design, you really don't see it much in gold. Although I have. In fact, I've seen it in a 2-gram pendant before. That 2-gram pendant was not in an assay card, so I'm not sure of the age of it. I've seen that actually a couple times. They might be from the red card series time period, but I'm not really sure. Now, you do see this design in silver quite often. Now this design is called Cameo. Cameo. So it has a woman with pearl necklace, her hair up, and you will see these in the red assay card quite often, actually, in silver. The weight of the one you find pretty commonly is a ½ ounce. And it's actually kind of interesting and amazing. It's that old, yet you see so many of them still in the assay cards. If you do a search at any time, there might be like a couple to even a dozen for sale, still in assay card from that long ago. So there's that many of them floating out there. The fact that there's so many of them out there, I have no idea what the mintage was, but it must have been very high for the ½ ounce silver one. Now, if you're lucky and you look around, you will find the silver one in 10 grams on occasion. I've seen about 3 ever, maybe. So you do see this in silver in 10 grams as well. But this is not 2 grams. This is 5 grams. It also has a low serial number, which is really cool. What's the age of this? My guess is about 10 years ago. And this is the classic Cleopatra design. Now, you might be thinking classic. I've never seen one before, perhaps. So when I say a design is classic for Pamp, it means I've seen it made time after time over a period of time. So the mintage or batches might have been small, but they made it over and over again over the years. So I've seen this exact Cleopatra gold pendant, this exact design, in a red assay card. So that's much earlier than this one. But this one is in a modern blue standard assay card. So 2.5 gram. And again, on the signature, this is about 10 years old. And this sun design, I also want to call this classic design. Why am I calling it a classic design? Well, I have seen the sun here. Just kind of mesmerizing. I like that look, the sun. I've seen this on a Pamp watch before. And you might be thinking a Pamp watch. And yes, Pamp actually did make watches. I've also seen this sun on a silver bar, a calendar bar, actually, I should say. So it was like decorating the theme of the calendar bar. And I've also seen this in a 14 karat pendant. So not 999, in a clear mint seal. So this one was definitely made over the years. So this one is 2.5. And it has, again, the signature from about 10 years ago. And I also want to show you this one. And you're thinking, isn't this the one we just saw? And it's actually not. So again, it's 2.5, but the assay card signature is different. So here is a side by side. You can see the one on the left, and that looks like it's a D, starting with a DM. Not sure really what the full signature is, but that one's from about 2012 to 2019, while the one on the right is from about 2020 to 2022. So we know for a fact that this was made over time, because here we have it right in front of our eyes. It was made under the assay signatures of different time periods. So this is a classic design. And as I mentioned earlier about the bales being different over time, let's take a look. So this bail on the front there, I really don't see any markings. Let's take a look at the back. I don't see anything. If it is, it's very small. So I don't see anything obvious there or on this side of the bail. But the newer one, I can see from the distance. It might be hard to see. But see right on the face of it, it actually does have something. So what I was talking about before, where the bails over time have different markings, here we go. Actual proof of it. And this is another classic design. Again, you're probably thinking, classic design, I've never seen these. But I actually have seen this one for a period of over 10, 12 years. So I know that they've been making this for a while. And this is a fairy. There's little stars in the back. And this signature is more recent. So I said I've seen this for over 10 years. Well, the signature here is the newer one. So I wouldn't be surprised if you'll see one of the older style signature out there. So that is the pendants that I want to show you. If you like pendants and want to see more, if you could do me a favor, in the comments, say so, honestly. Please, everyone, be vocal about it. If only one or two people say anything, honestly, I'm not sure if we'll see Pamp make pendants again. But if there's tons and tons of comments here that, yeah, we want to have pendants, make gold pendants, Pamp, please, we might see it. You never know. So Pamp does listen to people and what they want. So if you want to see more gold pendants, please say so in the comments. And that's the conclusion of this video. I really appreciate you joining me today. I think this is a special topic, pretty amazing. The cost of pendants in general, I have to say, is definitely higher because this is jewelry. And jewelry right out of the case can be worn. Of course, nobody gets jewelry at a little above spot or spot with a small premium. It's definitely more. So I also see the resale value and potential in pendants being much higher because people don't see these as junk. This is jewelry. So I hope there is more of these made. Again, thanks for joining me today. See you next time.